I've stumbled onto a major company conspiracy, Mac. How about that for stress?
But aside from possibility, like I said, a lot of this is speculation, guys. None of this is hardcore facts.
A lot of this is speculation, guys. None of this is hardcore facts.
Barney, he's the guy who tipped me off to Pepe Sylvia. Barney? Who the hell is Barney? You don't see Oh, shit. What the hell did he... You've lost your mind. You've lost your goddamn mind, Charlie.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel where I talk and do everything pinball. So if that sounds interesting to you, then hit that subscribe button down below. It seems that I really need to do a follow-up to my previous video. I've been getting all kinds of messages, emails, DMs, PMs, Instagram messaging, but I haven't been getting any phone calls, because who the hell does that anymore? I get up this morning and my phone obviously has some messages that I need to respond to, so I take care of those, as well as check out, I guess, the Pinside thread that was started about the whole thing. And I even made a brief little statement to hopefully, settle any possible curiosity, to make sure that in case those didn't pay attention in the video, that maybe that might help, put out the flames a little bit on the whole thing. So that was done, and then I went about my day doing my yard work, which took plenty of time, and then I was like, all right, done with all that, chores are all done, time for me to sit down and get on Pinside and catch up on things to see how things are going, get to Pinside, go to the thread.
Are you kidding me?
Things have gotten way out of proportion about this whole ordeal, so I feel like I'm going to give out some more information here, guys, and we can discuss it further if needed be, or hopefully this can put some of this to rest. First of all, the discussion with the questioned website on my previous video, all of that has been resolved. I spoke with the website owner today, we went back and forth via messages and everything, and by all means, he was caught way off guard and by surprise about this whole ordeal, and I'm really shocked that I would even possibly even assume that there would be such an attitude towards me from him. So, and trust me, that is exactly why I didn't pinpoint who and what and whatever, and that's what this person was doing. It was more of a I'm curious if that is what's going on. And I definitely told him that, yes, in hindsight, I really should have messaged you. I even put it in the video that I should message you just to get the information before I even put it out there. So I do apologize if there was any kind of drama or questions around said website and the owner. I'm still keeping it completely anonymous because it seems more the focus is obviously on this stern topic anyways. But the website ordeal should be laid to rest and forgotten about. It's done. Nothing happened. It was all speculation anyways. It's all good. So let's dive further into the stern thing. Let me get out these messages again. I've gotten messaged so much, it's way down here. Okay. All right, here's the thing. What does this go back to? All right, so that morning, I message this person. I'm like, all right, so you said you have a TMT, right? TMNT, all right, you have a Turtles game, right? Yes, we do. But this person wasn't going to be in today at that point in time, but he was going to be in tomorrow. And I was like, okay, well, do you have to be in there for me to try it out? I mean, I don't have the kids today, so I was really wanting to take advantage of the situation. And he's like, no, not at all. You can come by anytime. I'm just saying if you wanted to visit, then we can't do it today, but feel free to check it out. I'm like, sweet, I'll be sure to give the place a spotlight in the video. And he's like, I hope it's a positive video. I'm like, LOL, if there is negative, it won't be towards your business. And the thing is, this whole thing, when it comes to a spotlight and everything, I've done the same thing with another location. in a previous video whenever I did my final impressions for Black Knight. It was, a quick little snippet, but by all means, it shows off the establishment and what all they have, and I recommend people go there. This was going to be the same ordeal. So no matter my thoughts on the machine that was there, it didn't matter because I still talked up the place that had the machine. That's all that should really matter. I can understand if I go in there and I'm like, yeah, this game sucks, but you know what's even worse? The place that it's in. I can understand why he'd be a little bit like, yeah, I don't want you doing any recording or anything like that in here. And so by that time, I was already on the road. I had my camera and equipment and everything in the car, headed that way. And that's when I get the message that you heard in the previous video. But I have spoken with Stern, and based off of your previous videos, they, as well as us, request no taping at our establishment. So, and like I said, my response was understandable. Because my initial thoughts were exactly what has been pinpointed out by quite a few of you, whether it be on my YouTube comments or even on Pinside. And I'm going to bring up this particular comment. And I know he's not the only one, guys, that has brought up something like this. But I want to pinpoint out this particular comment because I felt like, it was articulated very well. And I don't know why there's not more likes on it. But essentially, it reads, I'm guessing the guy that owns a location is in the Stern Army. There's perks that go along with that, but also certain requirements that need to be met. It would be a bad look for him to have somebody filming his location bashing a Stern product. He's probably just covering his butt. And with just that first sentence, I'm like, yeah, that was why my completely like, oh, hey, I understand kind of thing. Then he states, I'm a big fan of Stern. I buy almost every new game that comes out, but there are also quality control issues about them that bug me. It's just one of those things where you take the good with the bad. You've been pretty outspoken about how bad some of the titles have been lately, particularly Stranger Things. The decline and interest for this game is quite evident. The thread for Stranger Things on Pinside has the ebb and flow of what I can only parallel to as basically the remission and relapse of cancer. I'm sure people stood up and took notice. Not saying it's right or wrong, but people have thin skin these days and nobody can stand any kind of criticism, including Stern. It's okay to be critical of them, but there's nothing wrong with that. But then you can't be surprised when they don't want you associated with their products in a public forum. From a business standpoint, it makes sense for them. It's the price you'll have to pay for having unfiltered opinions. The only alternative is being a shill. And I'm like, golf clap. I mean, like, yeah, and I don't think I disagree with any of that. I mean, like, yes, I was particularly kind of hard on Stranger Things because I wasn't mad. I was just disappointed. I feel like I'm talking to my kids or something like that. But like, by all means, guys, thank you for all the feedback and comments. I'd say over 90% of them were good and stuff like that. It seemed like there was a little bit of firing back and forth between comments with certain people. Part of me doesn't want to look at Pinside again, but I'm eventually going to, but I'm not going to bring it up now. And yes, a lot of good valid points were brought up that basically parallel with what that particular comment states. And so, yeah, that's what I was like, okay, I get it. He's protecting his business. I understand. But it's kind of, it's one of those things where I felt like, man, it sucks because I really wanted to give you guys footage of me playing the title, like I have with Black Knight, like I have with Stranger Things. Whenever I put out my first impressions or initial impressions or something like that is when the game is revealed or even leaked for that matter, I give my initial impressions of the product just to see how I feel about what I'm seeing on my screen. And then I obviously will play the game and give my final impressions. I've never actually done a full-fledged review of a title because I don't feel like I should be able to give a full-fledged review on a game until I've put a lot of time into it and even the code being complete for it to be a fair review. That's my opinion. So a lot of the times for these videos, and if they're negative or whatever, yeah, I'm just spotting out what I see and how it is at that point in time. So for all I know, Stranger Things has probably gotten better. I don't know how code can fix layout, but it's whatever. I will not talk about Stranger Things. I will not talk about Stranger Things. That's another thing that I'm excited about with Turtles, and what was a good selling point for me is that the code is complete. I mean, the only thing we've got from here on out are some, bug fixes and some maybe upgrades like that. But as far as the code, it's already at 1.0 at release. That's awesome, guys. So that means when I get the title, get it all up and playing, and I play the hell out of it and really learn it and go through it, then I should be able to give you a full-fledged, in-depth, walkthrough / review, whatever. And I would hope that would be a fair thing to a lot of you that say that I'm unfair to these certain titles. I don't want to be known as the guy that just does negative, and talks trash about stuff. No, I as anybody else that truly has a passion for this hobby, I feel that they obviously want honesty. They also want to hear the good and the bad on things. And there are obviously going to be certain items and products that are going to have more bad than good. But even then, it's all up to personal preference. Maybe I'm starting to get noticed because my track record is starting to be pretty on point when it comes to what I think about certain games and how they're going to do in the market. So we can go all the way back to, I believe, my first game where I started doing impressions, and it was Black Knight. My initial first thought when I saw the trailer was like, oh, this game is going to be awesome, and I'm going to sell one of my games so I could get this game. And then I watched the stream for it, and then immediately I had concerns and was really debating on just backing out. It didn't seem like it was going to be a good title for me. I had a lot of pros about it. I love the music, I love the art, and the gameplay overall was good. But if you want to know more opinions about it, then go watch the video. But even then, it wasn't like a game that I felt was going to be, Game of the Year or anything like that. And then we go on to their next title. Jurassic Park came out. I was like, this game is going to be Game of the Year. And it was. Stranger Things has come out, and I was like, I don't know, I've had my doubts, I don't think so, and it's not looking too good, but I'll play it. Then I played it, completely just don't like it, and guess what? You can find an LE by tripping over it by walking around a distributor's place, more than likely. But that's the thing, and now we're seeing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I'm seeing a lot of good things going this way for this particular title. There's a lot of things that I believe it's going to be a new selling point for a lot of upcoming titles. I think we're going to see a lot more cooperative games embedded in the code, because that's a lot of people's selling point for this game, including myself, is having the ability to do cooperative. So it wouldn't surprise me that a lot of games are going to start incorporating the ability to do co-op mode. But I'm getting completely off topic here at the hand, but when it comes to, is Stern actually doing this, or was this the store, person basically just speaking for Stern? And that I don't know. I really do not know. It's one of those things where either way, I see the reasons behind it. If it is just the store owner and they basically don't want to have any kind of rift between them and Stern, okay, I see it, I get it. But if it is the other factor that Stern is telling them not to allow me, little old me, to record any kind of video. And I'm going to assume that, like I state in my previous video, that they, I guess, assumed that I was going to immediately shoot it down and talk crap about it and be all negative Nancy. And I wonder if they're already starting to see me as a market influencer to where my opinions can actually sway the market. That would be the only way I feel that they need to start bringing down the hammer on certain people, is if they feel that, you know what, their thoughts and opinions are actually affecting our market. So that, I mean, if you're just, some little guy on a Pinside thread or whatever, or you're not Canada or whatever, then they're probably not as focused on you. But whenever you start getting more in the spotlight and they see that maybe you are affecting their market, then I feel that, yeah, there's probably going to start being some actions towards that to basically keep things in check. But like I stated, even if I was going to go there, I was really on the fence, but leaning more towards buying Turtles already because I already liked the way it played and the way it looked, and I haven't been that excited about a game since Jurassic Park. So going there, I wanted to play the game to really decide for a fact if I wanted to purchase it. That's the reason why I went there mainly, guys. The footage that I was going to take was just going to be a little cherry on the top for putting it into the video as well. But my main reason for going there was to play the game and get a feel for it and feel like it needs to have a place in my home. And I made that decision while playing that. I was like, okay, I think this is a game that I'm really going to enjoy learning to play better at my house. So that really helped me. That did good. And just because I'm playing a game, I don't think they should automatically assume that I'm going to shit on it. I mean, I guess that just shows how ill faith they have in their product or how poorly they think of my opinion. Either way, that's how it is. So, in a nutshell, guys, because I feel like this video is going to go on a lot longer than it needs to, this is how it is. If I'm not able to film or record at a certain location, then by all means, especially where I'm located, I can get in touch with someone with this machine at their house and get all the footage I need that way. But I think I should be just fine at another location. I will see maybe in the upcoming week or so, and we should be good. And then I should be able to get any kind of footage to show you guys on the LE for that. I haven't had any issues with Cidercade yet, so we'll see if that changes. If it does change, then by all means, you're going to hear about it. So my message to Stern is this. If you don't like the negative feedback that I have to say about your certain titles, then take it as a learning process. Because I feel that a lot of the feedback I give is fair. I'm not just here to shit on your product. I just see things how they are to me. I never tell anybody here what they should do with their money. If people want to buy a Stranger Things, they can buy it. I don't care. But if they bring one over to my house and force me to play it at gunpoint, that's what they're going to have to do. And I will definitely complain about that. If you do good, then I'll give you praises for it. But if you do poorly, then I'm going to comment on it. I'm not here to be negative Nancy. I'm just here to speak the truth. So you've got one manufacturer that is supposedly blacklisting me and blocking me from doing certain things. Meanwhile, you've got another manufacturer that has invited me to their place. There's no official date yet, but they have invited me there. So that, I think, says more than anything. Whenever a manufacturer grabs somebody that is unbiased to give their honest feedback to the public, that says more about the company than anything else almost. Yeah, I really hope Raza does not suck. I really don't. I really don't. I mean, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.